Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning, everyone. Alhamdulillah, thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us another opportunity to be here in the 7th Scholars Talk series. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Khairul Anwar. On behalf of CAES, we would like to welcome you all and thank you for joining. Before we begin, let's start our session here with Suratul Fatiha. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Okay, Alhamdulillah. So today's Scholars Talk series will be on, if you look at the title here, Strengthening Academia University Engagement. But actually there's a request. We are basically changing the title to Roles and Responsibilities of an Academician for Industrial Collaboration and Experience Sharing. So this session will be conducted by our guest speaker, Associate Professor Technologies PMKEKK Swee Leong. And welcome PMKEKK to this session. How are you today?
First of all, thank you very much, Dr. Khairul Anwar, and also team from CAES. I think you have done very good jobs to invite all scholars to share. I think this is at the end, the benefit is actually the scholars itself, the speakers actually gain experience. For me, saya berjinak-jinak jugalah dalam giving talk to public lectures. Biasanya kita bagi lectures kepada student kita kan. So I think this is good for all the scholars actually. It's not only the top management, but all the lecturers should be given the chance to give a scholar talk. So this will improve their, the skills and also the confidence. So I believe all lectures one day can be a very what they call celebrities speakers outside. Is it a lot of successful speakers? They are not success overnight, right? They have to gain the experience. Maybe this is a good platform for me. Today's adalah learning for me. Instead of I give lectures, instead of I teach, but because all the stuff here, I believe we are peer, sama, so we are learning together. So this is my intention to give a talk today. Okay, right.
Thank you very much. Thank you, PMKEKK. Very definitely true. Indeed, that this is basically the platform that we are trying to do here. So okay, before we begin, maybe just have a few moments of maybe all the participants here can turn on your camera. Maybe PMKEKK can see all your beautiful faces in the morning here. Although it's the middle of the week, and I think everyone is busy preparing for your classes next week. Okay, Sham, can you please unshare, and then maybe everyone can please turn on your camera. Just want to see some of your faces here.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe Mr. Helmi Omar Jerazali.
Oh, my friends here.
Dr. Linda, yes, welcome. Dr. Zeratul, yeah, we have them. Dr. Linda, welcome. Dr. Penny, PM Dr. Lim, how are you? Okay, yeah, Mariam, okay. All right, so good luck for today punya paperwork on training. Okay, so all right, so very good. Alhamdulillah, we get a good audience today. A very cheerful UTeM staff, and inshallah, hopefully, we'll keep it that way to the end. Okay, so all right, so let me first introduce our guest speaker. Maybe some of you perhaps have not yet met PMKEKK in person. So basically, given name is PMKEKK Swee Leong. He graduated his PhD in electronic engineering from University of Southampton, UK in 2010. His research interest is basically in sensors and energy harvesting for industrial applications, and he has been actively engaging with industries in research collaboration, student internship and employment placement, and consultancy projects. In UTeM, he was a director in Industrial Liaison Center, UTeM, from 2017 to 2020. So currently, he's an associate professor in Faculty of Electronic and Computer Engineering, FKEKK, and he has successfully completed a few industries collaborative projects and continue working closely with industries in research projects and developing training courses and as well as commercialization projects. So I think that's a very quick review of PM's KOK biography. And if you have any further, if you want to know him further, you can feel free contact him later on. Okay, so without further ado, I would like to turn on the session over to our guest speaker. So over to you, PM KOK. All the best for the second session. I hope that all the speakers can make this a more santai-santai and can learn from each other, inshallah.
Yeah.
So the screen is yours, PM KOK. Over to you.
Thanks, Dr. Khairul, and also my fellows, friends, and also colleague in UTeM. Of course, this is an opportunity for me to learn and also to share. Right. So let me share my slides. Okay, can you see the slides?
Yes.
Can you see the slide? Okay. All right. So first of all, so the title given to me is role and responsibilities, as an academician for industry collaborations. So this is an experience sharing from my own all the while after I graduated since then until now. All right. So and also I thanks Dr. Khairul for a very brief and introduction for myself. Okay, right. The content for my sharing today is break down into three things. First is we have to know the importance of industry collaboration as academicians. But before that, of course, all the audience, you can ask the questions. So please ask the questions when you think that is okay. Because I want to invite participant to what they call these interactions. There's an interaction between me and the participants. If you want to know more, along my presentation, you don't have to wait for last minute. Okay, and Dr. Khairul also, if there is a question, so please you also let me know in a text box. So there's hopefully I can answer all the questions. Okay, right. So the contents here is that first, the importance of industry collaboration for and academicians as what we are today, and followed by the sharing of my experience throughout, so from 2010 until now and beyond. So then the third thing is that this is my experience, how to start and what you can expect from this kind of collaborations. For example, from a point of view as to understand yourself, and then to understand your industry partners and the strategies and techniques and tactics and tools that you can use to prepare you for the collaboration with industries. Okay. Right. So first of all, the questions here is that, given a role as an academician, do you think collaborating with industry is important? So nobody can answer for you, but you yourself as academicians, especially in a UTeM, right? Because we are in technical institute. Yep. So do you think that we as a academician in these technical universities, UTeM, that we are doing this collaborating with industry is a very important agendas for us? Okay. So before we answer these questions, right? So first of all, we have to define. So we already know the role of academician, right? For example, this is a few roles we can list down. This is all well known. Okay. So teaching and supervising is one of the very important hakiki or our jobs as academicians. So do you think that teaching and supervising related to industries? Can you relate your teaching and supervising related to industries? So I believe most of you have come across with this industry advisory panel, right? So why we come up with our curriculums, we need industry advisory panels. So you see, even though we are not in managements, we're not in administrations of these come up with these curriculums, but as lecturers, so it also affect our syllabus, right? So all our syllabus actually has a feedback from the industries. So you see, there is elements of collaborating in building our curriculums, right? So you have to know what is our product as universities. So what is our product? Every industry, every service, they have a product, right? For us, what is the product? Our product. So most people maybe from outside university, they thought that the product of university is the students. Anymore. Student is not our product. Student is our customers, is our client. Our product is the curriculums. So we have to come up with curriculums that can furnish our students. So therefore, these students want, they receive this kind of service from us. Actually, the student pay, even though in UTeM is one of the government universities, of course, they pay with subsidized fees. But if UTeM is a private, so the fees is very expensive because I have to cover all the expenses, right? So actually, our students is our customers. They pay for the services. So the services here is we teach our syllabus. So this all syllabus is very important for our customers, the students. Therefore, the student hope that once they receive this what they call this upgradings of their skills and their knowledge, so they can use it in industries. Right? So again, see, our students need to get these certificates to from our universities and to work in industries. So again, so we can see the linkage here. Our teaching and supervising of students related to industry, because the student need to get the employability skills from us and then to be employed in industries. So it's related to us. All right. And how about research and developments? Do you think that research and developments are related to industry as well? As you can see here, for the sharings, we can see that most of these advanced countries, just like US, UK, Japan, Germany, so they have a very strong research and development cultures. So where does it start from? It's from universities. So you can see Silicon Valley, where there's world-renowned universities, just like Stanford universities. They provide, they come up with ideas and they provide these services to the industries. All right. And also, you can see in UK, in Cambridge, you can see the ARMS are just semiconductors, these IC designs companies, right? Developed from academician from Cambridge. Now today, most of these microprocessor using ARMS technologies to design the architecture of this IC. So you can see this all from universities, research and developments, this outcome. All right. So again, R&D here is where it can deliver a new IP, new design. Okay, it's invent, and then to develop the economy of the countries. So it's very relevant to academics and deliver to the growth of the economy of the countries. So if you want it's also effect of our salary of our engineers. Today, our engineers being paid, you can see very unfortunate for our undergraduates being paid less than 2,500. You can see that. All right. So why this happens? Because all our students are working in an industry where there is not delivers the high technologies values in industries, because we work in the back ends. Okay, we work in where it doesn't deliver the value in terms of, for example, if you know the process to do to manufacture IC. So in one IC itself, okay, so where does the value which is greater compared to, right? What we are doing now is the packagings and IC, what they call this IC encapsulments, right? That may not deliver the highest value, but the highest value actually is the design of the architectures of the IC itself. Where does this all research and developments being developed? Is in US, okay, in other countries, in Germany, in Taiwan, in China, but it's not in Malaysia. So therefore, you see, the industry cannot pay well to our engineers because we are working on said to say it's a low end parts of our outcomes in the products. So therefore, as a technical university, it's very important for us to come up with inventions. Come up with so this one. as an academician, we need to have a big dreams, right? To develop something new. Okay, for example, nowadays there's many destruction technologies, just like blockchain. Okay, in cryptocurrencies, it's a destructive what you call technology. It may affect the way we pay, the way we spend money in the futures. So it's where there's a digital economy is growing now. Okay, and besides that, this EV, electrical vehicles, okay, will be in the next things where you can see today the electrical vehicles car is not just a car, it's not just transporting passengers from one place to another, but it's a AI. It's involving all the technologies, right? So, for example, AI. For example, now today's car can be self-driven. So maybe in the future, but I think this already have been in place in China, where you can call a taxi without drivers, right? So this kind of technology is going on actually. But where is Malaysia's in terms of research and development, where we are? So therefore, back to us as academicians, we have to think about this. And of course, this is not a one-person things. It have to be involving many fields, cross-disciplinary fields and so on. This is research and development related to industries and economy of the countries. Okay, and of course, this is all the while we've been asked, where is your publication? What is your H index? This is one of our role as well. As academician, we have to contribute to the knowledge, okay, the body of knowledge. So therefore, we have to publish. So publications. Some people say publish or perish. If you don't publish, you perish in academics. So even though we are very good in what they call other things like teachings and do some collaboration industry, still we need to publish, all right, to contribute our knowledge in this body of knowledge, right? So therefore, in publication also, can we invite our industry partners to be one of authors in a publication? Yes, of course, right? So I will share with you what I have done with together with industry partner in publications later on. Okay, right, and administrations. So each of all the lecturers need to have a role in administrating. Either it's a vice chancellor role, or either it's just a coordinators. Okay, coordinators for internship for students, for example, or coordinators for a final year project. Okay, so these administrations have to do with industry as well, right? For example, if you are a coordinator for industries trainings, these are internship for the students in faculties. So how are you going to make sure that the students can get a placement in the industries? Of course, you need to reach out to the industries, okay? And I will share with you some of these my experience. So we can provide not just internship but jobs for students with we as a bridge. We can bridge, we can build the bridge as academicians, and we have, of course, we have our peer or our ex-students working in industries. So therefore, we can bridge, okay? We build this bridge and can provide this opportunity for our students to get the jobs much more easier compared to their own applications, right? So this is one of the role as academician in administrations. All right, services, of course, okay? What kind of service academician can provide to industries? For example, consultancies. So consultancy is very different from research and development. Consultancy is more like, okay, a short term, very short terms, okay? Research and development can go up to 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, right? So these services in consultant can be very short, in 3 months, let's say. So you have to deliver. But this is, most of the academician in industry may not be well known about these services, because sometimes industry treat academician as service providers, just like the vendors. Again, we are academician, we cannot replace the role as a vendor to solve the industry problems. Okay, so this is very important. So you can see this is 5 roles. These 5 roles we ingrained in our job as academicians, right? So again, so to revise it, which one is relevant to your engagements with industries? You may not started yet, but so therefore today we can share how you can start. Share a bit of my experience, how I start afterwards. Okay, but you have to answer these questions, right? It is important for you. Does it really important for you to have engagements in your role as academicians with the industries, right? If you know all these roles, so there is somehow or rather, it may not be all that's you want to be linked to industries, but somehow or rather, one of these few areas you may work with industries. Okay, so all of that actually is relevant, but it depends on your priorities. What is your priorities? If your priority is teaching, right? Can you embed some of this knowledge for industries? Can you reach out to industries, these engineers, to have their, example of applications, okay, and then embed in your teaching. So it's good for the students to get to know the real world of applications, right, in your teaching. If your priority is in terms of, let's say, your administrations, you are coordinators for final year project. So can you contact your friends or your ex-students in industries, okay, to discuss some of the topic relevant to industries and embed in your final year projects. So this is very good kind of interactions also, right? So therefore, it depends on your priorities, where you are, and you set your goal, okay? So the goal is very important. So you all the things you have to start with the goal and the role, your role and your goal, okay? So your role as an academician and where is your priority, you set the goal, right? So as Elon Musk, so Elon Musk is a person that really inspired me a lot, because Elon Musk is an engineer, okay? He's a physicist. Now today he's a one of the richest men on earth. So he's a multi-billionaire. So he's the one who bring up EV, EV industries. Okay, one of this investment is in Tesla. It's an EV car. He's also a pioneer, one of the pioneer to the intention want to send the humans want to send human to get outer space, okay, by setting up X space. Okay, you can see the industries nowadays. It's not just in aerospace. Okay, it's not just in so aerospace is one of the tourism in the futures, right? Okay, right. So we do all these things because one thing, that we are different from others. We are different from our industry partners, industry peers, because we have the great knowledge. Okay, therefore come with great responsibilities. Because we are all of us as academicians, some or others in the futures all should have PhDs as lecturers. So PhD is the greatest knowledge that you can attain. Okay, in academics. There's knowledge, right? So you have a knowledge. So therefore, come with great responsibilities. You are learners. You're more special for others because you have this great knowledge. So therefore, you have that responsibilities, okay, to contribute to the communities. Okay. Okay. So this is very important. So this is once you know your responsibility, your role, and then your goal. So then it's easy for you to know actually why. This is answering why. So do you have any others maybe questions or related to the role of academics? If you have, please stop me. You can stop me. Right? This is my first, first discussions about how important it is and relevant to us as academicians. So if you have any questions, you just stop me. You can ask. Okay, right? If not, so we can carry on. So if there is any questions, Dr. Khairul, you can stop me, yeah?
Okay, PMCOP, sorry, there's a question from Sunny, Dr. Sunny Irwan.
Yeah.
From your experience, do industries value postgraduate degrees?
Yes, nowadays very, very different. if we compare, I'll give you an experience. My brothers, my youngest brothers was a JPS scholar. He studied in Korea, and I get a job in Samsung, in HQ Samsung in Suwon, Korea. You know, he told me that his superiors, his senior engineer, all have a PhDs in Samsung. So you see, in Samsung, because they are inventors, they come out with a new invention. So therefore, they acknowledge, or they needs, actually Samsung needs those brain, those who can invent, those who can come up with new ideas, those who come up with solutions. So they really appreciate PhDs. Okay, but Malaysia, why you can see that, because we still haven't yet in a big scales, but I can see they're slowly coming in. But if you you can see most of the industry in Malaysia is not a local grown. We have MNCs, like Infineon, ST Micro E, we have Western Digitals, we have these Sandisk, we have Motorola. All these are not local or grown. It's just invest from other countries. What you have to think, why this big country, US, Japan, they want to invest in Malaysia? Because one of them, if you still remember, in the early years, they invest here because of cheap labor, because our engineers are cheaper, right? So they don't have great intentions to invest in facilities, in these research and development facilities in Malaysia. But there is in the early years. But nowadays, because of competitions, right? So slowly they invest in R&D, and also our governments, especially MIDA, okay, where they encourage these industries, MNC, to invest in R&D locally. But how serious they are, how serious you can see MNC invest in R&D, how serious you can judge on your own, right? So the answer is very clear, right? Unless, okay, you just like in Korea, unless you have Samsung in Korea. So we need a Samsung in Malaysia. That's why our own Malaysia's brain, big technologies. We have actually, but it's still not as great as Samsung, right? So we have, let's say, for example, now we have, you can name a few, right? Okay, some of this is GLC, like Sutera, okay? Like we have Domino in Malacca, one of the LEDs, these manufacturers. We have locally, we have Top Glove, we have Hartalega. So actually, Malaysia is very good in terms of glove, because rubber, our products is local. This wealth is locals that can produce this rubbers, palm oil, all these things. We have very great R&Ds, and then we have many PhDs in this palm oil, to develop some new products in palm oil. But in engineering, is not that great yet for the industries. We still compete with others. So therefore, you have to see our own the ecosystem of the new technologies where we go. So therefore, if we are academicians, and then our dream is very big, we want to build a Samsung of Malaysia. So where you start from? Start from you. Start for every individual have the chance. So even Dr. Sani also can be one of the inventors for the technologies, and grow from there and become a big corporations, big companies, and influence the world. And then you can proudly say, this is Malaysia technologies. Okay, so I think so. Therefore, all started from a big dream, from academician just like us, because we have knowledge, we have the great knowledge. We should be have that great dream for ourselves and also for the countries. So hopefully I can answer the question from Dr. Sani. Okay, so can I move on? Right. Okay, so I move on to my sharing of my experience, because everybody have a humble starts, right? Right. So I will share from the first day after I graduate, and then I come back to report to UTeM. Okay, graduates with their PhDs, and the first engagement in industries, that is with Infineon. Okay, then so in the year after, so we have short courses developed with Western Digitals, and followed by supervising my first doctoral engineering students for industries. These are my challenge. So you can see that I myself also grow in the process. I believe everybody can grow if you take actions to do it, okay, and then grow from there. And then in 2016, I have my secure my first industries research matching grants, right? And in 2017 and 2020, I was appointed as a director in these industries license centers, Bagian Humbona Industry PGIM as a directors. So here also I grow in terms of how to communicate with the top management in the companies, with CEOs and so on. So I will share with you some of the experience. And finally now, beyond, and beyond. So it's keep on doing this. We keep on doing this as academicians, right? And we grow actually, so we grow ourselves, okay? So this is a process of learning. There is no destination. This along the way is a process of a growth, a process of our own growth. Okay, right. Same as most of the lecturers after you graduate your PhDs, you eager want to do very great things. You want to do research. You want to let the world know what you have done in your PhDs, right? Because PhD, after you graduate with PhD, means that you may be one of the first person in your field or in your research that you come out with new novelties. So they want to share it. So after I graduate in Southampton, UK, I report back to UTeM in that years in 2010. So I have the intention to work with industries to get to know, to get to see, explore. I don't know how to do it. So that time there's it's not PGIM. That time is CREAM, right? PGIM last time is under CREAM. So I contact Prof Chong. Last time is Prof Chong. Talk to him. So can I collaborate in industries? Can you help me? So Prof Chong that time in CREAM, he helped me to contact Infineons, and from bottom up. The first thing I do here is bottom up. I contact with one of the managers in Infineons. I want to let him know that I want to share some things. I say, I want to share with you my research and developments outputs with you, my PhD work. I'm very grateful because of there is already a collaboration within UTeM and Infineons. So Infineons very welcome us. So therefore, I went there with very pure ideas, with very, what they call, I don't know, what will turn up. Just walk in, that's it, okay? And bring my laptop and present. So I present to the manager and the team, Infineon team in these development centers about my research. So my research is about fabricating these piezoceramics energy harvesters. I told them about my process. I told them about how to do it, because I can see that after they show me their facility in this Infineon's fabrication, I can see that there's a furnace, small furnace, where I would think that time I would think that I can use that for my research to build these sensors. Okay, right. This is a very, what they call first engagements after my PhD. Right. So what is the answer actually from them? After I present, they are very passionate. They're very passionate to listen to me to present about 1 hour. And then there's a managers there. There's a managers and there's engineers. I still remember, if I still remember, there's about 5 people there. Okay, and the managers, the engineers. I feel nervous, of course, the first times. I presented to them just like, I thought that they don't know at all anything about my research. So explains all the things, but the feedback is make me quite heartbroken, right? Because so we have to understand about industries. If not, we go there, so we will be brushed off. So I've been brushed off. Okay, the first things the manager say, what is your research to do with us? How your research can benefit us? How this can solve our problems? So this keep me stunned, right? So this is the first time. Now, after you graduate your PhDs, you think that you want to do all these things in a place that you don't know at all, you don't understand them, and you hope that they can accept your ideas. No, right? Most of the time, if you don't do research, this is my experience. My very first time being put off by the development center in Infineon and say, this is, I can't see the your PhD work can contribute or maybe to solve our problems. Okay, so I very passionately listen to them. What actually is the problem? So the manager bring me to the floor. This is the first time I visit Infineon's the manufacturing floor. Then I know about all their problems. It's about the IC, LEDs, these what is called solder, the storing problems. These are their and then the ion migrations on the leads, and a very what I call very specific problems that I still haven't have any ideas so about the solutions, right? So they show me about all these things. Then I asked them, so is there any new products you want to come up with? Let's say, for example, you can integrate it with the energy harvesting device in your IC. And then the next disappointing answer is that no, they cannot, because MNC, they cannot come out a new product as what they call, because all product have to go through their HQ. They need to come up with this intellectual property to protect their new inventions before it can get mass products. So mass production is not easy. What we do here, right? So we can have this research idea, but mass production, it may need to come up with the manufacturing flow, right? And a line in manufacturing line, it may take few years to set up, okay, for new products. So it's not that straightforward. So academic and industry, especially mass productions, there is a gap, very big gap, right? We have to understand. So there's a very big gap. So this is the first. It's been, of course, this is one of the examples I can share with you. Of course, there's a lot. Besides the Infineon, I went to a few companies as well. Okay, but from the experience I learned from Infineon, so the second company I go to, I'll be wiser. The second engagement with the second industries, I'm more wiser to ask questions relevant to them. Okay, the question I ask is, what can I help you, instead of what I have done and what I want you to accept. You can see the mind is different. The mindset is totally changed from what I can do and what you should accept. This is the first mindset I have in the beginning of the year. But now I feel like, okay, it's not what they can accept, because in industries, okay, they can't just accept our idea and do mass product, but they have to, a lot of bureaucracy in companies. So they have to get the approval from their HQ and so on and so forth, and have to sign NDA, have to come up with IP, and there's a lot of things. It's not that straightforward. Okay, so I get to know this. I become more wiser in the second engagement and third engagement and so on. Okay, the year after, okay, right? I have had these opportunities, from Trim that time also. Prof Chong said, okay, there's a short courses working with industries. There's with Western Western Digital's Campus Connect program. Okay, these are another my turning points to view industries in another perspective, right? In terms of knowledge transfer. Okay, so Western Digital at times is right. They work closely with universities, university also the governments, and through the fundings from top down. These are top down projects. Previously, Infineon is a bottom up. Top down is much more easier. I don't have to engage directly, but this is given from top to bottoms. So with this, what they call this collaboration with existing collaboration with Western Digital and UTeM, then I benefit from this project. Why? Okay, I get to know what is a hard disk drive, and I get to know more about Western Digitals as hard disk drives, these manufacturers. Okay, therefore, I have a chance to join one of the training program with a few lecturers from few this faculty in UTeM, and I get trends to know about technologies. The second thing is that we're going to develop the program. Of course, from a training, we use some of this module, and we develop for internship program, for internships for students, and these students from across the countries, or from other universities as well, to join this program, and lecturer from UTeM as a trainer. So we've been trained as a trainer to deliver the short courses for internship students. This is my turning point. I feel like, wow, fantastic. First thing is that what I learned here is I get to know more about Western digitals. All right. Second thing is that, right, I know their technologies. Okay, and from there I can deliver some ideas for collaborations. You can see what is the problems in the manufacturing, and I can bring some of this project back to UTeM. Right. So this collaboration is not just a one shot, but it's a continuous. So it's since 2012, as you can see that. So this built up my confidence to engage with industries. I can see the result here is that our students successfully being trained and work in West Indies, and they still contact me. Okay, they still contact me about some of the potential of collaboration. So you see, this is long term, right? So once you work with industries closely with some of the project, and then this is where you have linkage. So you have continued linkage with them, right? So this is my second experience and my turning points, right? To provide services, okay? Right, Western Digital. You can see that all the students have been trained, and these students, some of the students still contact me, and yeah. So, but of course, unfortunately, today's Western Digitals have been shrink down because hard disk drive, this market have been shrink down and then expand now in solid states, SDD. Solid states now, most of our electronic components today is working on memories and solid states memories. Okay, right. So this is my experience, second experience with industries. You can see I can be just like all of you, right? So just grab on the opportunities and work closely with industries, build out your confidence. This build up a bit of my boost, a bit of my confidence working in industries and talk to industries. Okay, my third experience in 2013 is first to supervise my first doctorate engineering students. So you may think, wow, you have to supervise managers. Okay, this is my the instructions. Of course, it takes time, and then that time, of course, in 2013, this scheme from KPT. Last time is a doctorate engineers sponsored by KPT. Again, this opportunity for me, okay, to utilize this and see whether I can collaborate with industries to come up, okay, to supervise doctorate engineering students. Okay, so therefore, I come across MFS, come across Mr. Tai. Mr. Tai Ming Pi was the managers, now senior managers in MFS. So, of course, when you talk to industries, come up with proposal is, you can see it's a hell. It's very, very different. If you come a proposal for your students, it's 10 times more easier than you come a proposal with industries, because the industries, okay, the priority of industry is, we work on things that we can provide solution to industries. Okay, can we have this cost average down or using this research? So their intent, their priority is cost. Okay, the cost and the potential to develop the ROI, okay, and also solutions in the industry now. So you can see these three things are very hard for academic to develop. One thing is so about the cost, okay, about the costings. So they may not want to go to invest in a very high tech using all the facilities very expensive. They want to cut down the cost, even though they don't have fund for this research, right? So how we can work with them? I won't say that they are using universities. They are not using universities, but we also using industries to collaborate and grow the industries, right? So we have to stand a point to think about win-win situations, okay? And then they come up with this proposal is not very easy, okay? Because academic, we have to think about novelties. We have to think about publications. Can this research being published? Can this research have the novelties? And one more thing is very important is the fundamentals of this research. Industries, because they are, okay, manager or general manager are very busy in their, they have to deliver, okay, to solve a problem in industries. They don't have time to do the fundamental research, okay, to write, especially chapter 2. So therefore, okay, industry chapter 2 is very hard to write. I would say chapter 3, chapter 4, and chapter 5 are very quick because this is what they do, right? Every day, to do research, to write data. You don't have to worry about the data collection. There's ample data corrections. But only the fundamentals, chapter 2 is very, very hard for them to write. So therefore, you have to spend a lot of efforts in these fundamentals theories, and you have to study on your own as well. So I have a constant studies. So therefore, it takes a very long time, right? Because to establish the fundamentals knowledge, right? So this is my experience. Okay, I think it's good for you, okay, to engage with your industries and to encourage them to do the doctor engineers. So finally, in 2020, after 7 years, you can see after 7 years, of course, this is a doctor engineer by part-time. Ming Fee have successfully presented his Viva, okay, defense in Viva. And in Viva time also, it's tough for him also because we have external and internal who are very knowledgeable in industries. So therefore, the student also being being challenged in answer and defense. And finally, I feel happy. So he managed to finish and come up with successful this doctorate engineering defense. So this one of the efforts are put in. So you see, when we supervise the students, is not let them do on their own. So first thing is that they need a support. Second thing is that these not their priorities. Their priority is their job because they've been paid as a manager or engineer in industries. Their priority is their job. Okay, so the studies of doctor engineer may be their second or third priorities. They have families. They have families to take care of. So therefore, as a supervisor, we have to know their difficulties. We see how we can. It's not just to teach or to lectures, to mentor, but it's to be friend. Right? We have to be friend with them. So we have to be a peer with them. So study together sometimes, right? So therefore, we have to inspire them. So that's we have to let them know that this research is very important for their career developments. Okay, now there's now he's a doctor in MFS, and it's very happy for. I'm very happy for him. And also he also very, very happy where he got his increments in the industries and he can develop his career. Okay, so therefore you see, where we grow a person is not overnight. It takes years. It takes tears. It takes sweat and tears, and we put in all our heart. Say this is our heart. We have to put a heart inside that. It's not just our knowledge. It's not just from our head, but it's from our heart as well. Right, so you have to care like your babies also, right? This is like your babies, to monitor them, to what they call to make sure that they just like babies are starting from walk. You have to make sure that they won't fall down. If they fall down, you make sure they can climb up back very fast and go in your direction that you can guide them. Okay, so this is my experience for. Not easy, 7 years. So we constantly until now actually, we constantly interact with each other. So therefore, you have to put a heart. So therefore, it's spent 7 years. Okay. Right. So for my next experience, okay, is I secure the first industry research matching grant. It's not so direct. It's not direct. Okay. As you can see that as a lecturers, in the beginnings of the year, young lecturers, you can go for exhibitions. This is good because you want to promote yourself, you want to pitch to industries, you want to promote yourself, what you do in your research. Hopefully one day you can commercialize, one day you can work with industry and make a project which can be commercialized and also can be a solution for industries. Right, this is what I've done since after graduates until now. Right, we constantly pitching, constantly go for exhibitions. Don't worry, it's any exhibitions, as long as you know the audience. So you have to, because there's a lot of competition outside there, exhibition outside there. You can go for exhibition that you think you can find your potential collaborators. Okay, so it doesn't mean that you have to win a medal only you go for exhibition, but your intention is that you want to go out there to pitch, right? So that hopefully somebody can pick up your idea and they want to collaborate with you. Okay, this is because we are not celebrities. We're just lecturing in universities. Nobody knows us. So how you can promote, especially the industries, right? This is one of the ways that go to exhibitions. Okay, so again, with this, there is I think in 2016 this was UTEM's exhibitions. Okay, UTEMX open for industry to come to see our research outcome. And then I have fortunate that's one of the companies interested to see what we can do. And then I come to our exhibition booth and talk to us. All right, so I will show that. So this is what we do. Okay, they can generate energies from, all right, when we step on these devices and can develop and power up with our battery and so on. Okay, they say, okay, they can see the ideas, but they still don't know what is this, right? So I have, okay, with a Grim last time, with Prof Chong. So we go to industries, we go to Impressive Edge to promote, okay, to promote this product. So again, so I already have experience, been turned down many times. This is also not exceptional. I've been turned down, right? Okay. The answer is like this. You see, Dr. Kok, I know your invention is very fantastic, right? You can generate energy from noise, from these environments without using batteries. But you see, how are we going to produce these mass productions? Right? Because industry is talking about mass production. They are not talking about to build using hand, using their labors to build one by one, screw and nuts to build one product by one product. They are looking for mass productions, to process, to make it mass productions. So first thing is that for them, this is totally new. It's not fit into their existing this production line. Right? For your information, Impressive Edge, they have machining. They have a CNC machining. They have precision machinings. All right. But how we can bring our product, right, to this company to make mass production, again, there's a that valley. It's very hard for them to see how they can do it, and they cannot see. Again, another thing is the market survey. So how well we can sell this, to who, right? You can sell this, right, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of things that, again, this has been. I don't see it's a I don't see this demotivate you. It won't motivate me. So therefore, I think that, wow, this is not very easy for industries, to like to collaborate with. Of course, this collaboration is not building just like that, because the network between UTEM last time is with Grim and Prof Chong, and IE is one of the very very supportive industry for, especially with FKP last time. So therefore, their boss, their boss like to work with us. So therefore, give a chance for me to present. Right? So again, you say, then I asked him, ask this the owners of these companies or these their advisors. I say, okay, it's fine. So if this, you think that's my output from research may not be fit to your industries. So now again, okay, so this is what I gained from my experience, that now it's not what I can do. Now, can you let me know what I can help you? What is your problem? Then this impressive let's say now we are operating, okay, now we're operating this impressive edge green, working on a plantation. You see, this company is want to invest in the plantations. Okay, this company want to see how how technology can help them. So I suggest to them, so why not we do an IoT plantation? Because okay, during that time in 2016, 2015, there's a lot of IoTs working on this plantation and so on. So I suggest that why don't you do IoT plantations and also monitors the growth. So there's a, okay, they said, yeah, this is good idea. So you see, what I do here is that I try to match needs instead of I sell what I know to them. So instead of the other way, we have to do the okay, this opposite psychologies. So let me help you. Tell me what is your problem that I think I can help you. So this is a reverse psychologist. So tell me about this. Okay, about hydroponics plantation and so on. So because of my field, I work on an LED as well and embedded with IoTs. So we come up with monitors. Okay, monitors of the plant grow using LEDs. Use a different LED lights to see the growth, and using IoT to monitor it. So this was my first industrial research matching grant. So come up with this, and we successfully done it, and with my students and also the collaborators, right? So you can see that it's not straightforward. The idea I try to pitch to them now, if they cannot take on this project, so we don't stop there. We don't stop. Okay, we cannot collaborate. That's fine. We move on. You can do that to move on to next companies. But I think that's because of the what they call this because IE is very supportive for UTeM projects, and the linkage is there already there. So why not just like, you know, I can't get an answer for my current project. Why not I suggest something new? See whether we can work on. This is my first experience, right? So always say yes. Then you do your research. Because industry is like this. You just say, no, I can't do that. So you have to look for and the next. If you always say, no, I can't do that, nothing can deliver. So what you have to do is say, yes, I can do that. But with your intuition, sometimes you use not your knowledge only, but your intuition. Can you do this? Yes, I have some experience. I think this can be done. So work on it and find your teams. Okay, build your teams and provide solutions. Okay, this is what I learned. Okay, throughout this collaboration, this is my first, and so on and so forth. Of course, after first one, so always the first is the hardest. Then it's coming up now, and again, and second one and third one is coming up. So continuous, right? Until 2017 and 2020, sir, been appointed as directors in Bahagian Hubungan Industries, PGIM. So again, this is I have to thank UTeM for giving me the opportunity for me to learn. This is another level I built up my own. This is what I call this level of confidence. All right. So when I was being appointed as directors in Hubungan Industries, so the level of engagement is totally different from my own experience throughout the year. Right? Once you have become administrators or in universities, so your job is there to contact with CEOs. The level of CEOs is, this is the first time, when first time, 2017, being appointed as directors, my job is that I have to take care of all CEOs. Wow, this is totally different levels. All right. Now it's, yeah, because this CEO is not just SMEs bosses, but they are corporates. They are MNCs, corporates, they're with a lot of difference, right? So this network you have to do with a lot of things you have care of. For example, the protocols. For example, their this what they call this non-disclosive engagements. A lot of things that is totally different levels at all. Okay, so therefore, I think this is a way for me to grow. Okay, Dr. Khairul, if my time is up, you have to stop me.
Sure, sure. But we are now around 11 o'clock, so we have about approximately half an hour left.
All right. Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So you can see that don't give up, right? So therefore, sometimes you have chances to be appointed as directors, to be appointed as these coordinators. Just grab it. What you have to expect from here is your experience. Gain your experience, right? And take the challenge. Don't worry to. So of course, in the beginnings, I'm very worried. I want to talk with CEOs, how to talk. How is the way I talk with managers or engineers is the same with talk to CEOs, totally different. You cannot say hi, bye, and tap on the shoulders. In the beginning, of course, in the beginning cannot, right? But once you get to know them, right, then, of course, they are tapping on your shoulders. They hold your hand. You see, Dr. Kok, here, I show you, there is something we can do. Especially from West Indies, Dr. Shades, Dr. Shades is, now is Dr. Sri, Dr. Sri said, okay, is the ones I gained a lot of experience from him, and also Dr. Lee from Infinance. Okay, right. So and then now, of course, with ST Micro E, Mr. Tan also very closely. We communicate through WhatsApp. Sometimes it's just a WhatsApp, and then you can reply. But in the beginning, of course, WhatsApp may not be the appropriate way to talk with CEOs. You have to be face to face. Sometimes even email, they don't have time to reply you. It doesn't mean that they are not interested in to collaborate. But CEOs like that, you have to know their style. Yeah, you know, you have to, okay, you understand them, right? So CEOs, they also would like to share experience sometimes. You have to see how you engage. So for me, again, you have to put a heart inside it. You cannot just use the CEO to get what you want for the USTs, for example, right? So you cannot just to ask money. Okay, Mr. and Mr., can you give me some sponsor for UTeM to do an event? It's not that straightforward. You want to ask for sponsor, we cannot ask straightforward. It's very rude. So communicates. This is a skill you have to learn to negotiate, to understand, to pitch. We have to pitch. Let's say, for example, now I want to get some funding for a project. So you have to address to CEOs and say, okay, where have the opportunities there? Maybe these opportunities can bring up the name of your companies in, let's say, collaborate in innovative competitions. Do you think that you want to get involved? Don't talk about money in the beginnings. If you talk about money, it is very rude. Don't talk about what you want to get from the companies. It's very rude. Talk about what, okay, we can help together to maybe you can benefit the companies by contributing in projects where you can win it, right? So the company can gain the reputations, because for CEO, reputation is very important. Why these corporations, these MNC want to cooperate in this because of reputation. Remember that reputation is very important. So as long as you can take care of their reputations, they will love to collaborate with you. Okay, and then this collaboration is not one shot. It's not like, okay, inviting them to come to do a research or do this a project and that's it. No, it's a continuous. They can regularly contact with you, right? Because reputation is not built by one day. Reputation is continuous and growing. So therefore, CEO is a person, who one of their major thing is take care of their reputation of the companies. If you know this, you help them, right? You have to help them to boost their reputation, their company reputation. They will love it. Okay, this is a very important thing. Okay, right. So then appreciation as well. So if we appreciate industries, it's not just individual reputation. Well, if you appreciate industry, say Infineon, Samsung, or these Western these, and come on newspapers, they are very happy because the reputation is there. They can tell the world, you see, Western D, Infineon is working very closely with universities and contribute to the society, contribute to the students, and so on and so forth. Okay, this is very important. So therefore, you have to always coming out with newspapers, mention a name, mention the industries. This is very important, sir. Okay, so if you know the tricks, they'll love to come back. Okay, so besides that, now of course you have to collaborate with MIDA. We have collaborate closely with MIDA, industry and MIDA work closely. You know, right? Is that MIDA today is very powerful. They are one who decide this company can open 100%, 60%, 30% during a lockdown. During a lockdown in this pandemic. So you see, you have to know which agency is very important. Here is MIDA. So we can collaborate together. It's this quadruplets, this collaboration between agencies, industry, and universities. Right? MIDA is our this agency. So I constantly contact with MIDA to see whether what is their policies with industries. Sometimes MIDA can give you some hints, some tips. Say, MIDA say, okay, now there's a new industry is coming from France. I want to develop this in MITCs. So can you attempt to engage with them? Right? So I have an engagement with one of the France companies to do this. What they call that? Want to develop aeroplanes, this wing, but still under negotiation until now, right? So MIDA is a source of information. So you see, once you become directors, right, in these universities, you have a lot of source information that you can bring all this agency together. Bring this. We as a universities, we can gel together. Industries, this what they call these agencies, and our students, our researchers together. This is very important. This is what I learned. So we have this IoT sponsored, of course, in the beginning before me. Okay, there's already the IoT Samsung. So IoT Samsung also engaging with us. They are the one who partially sponsors IoT's Samsung in UTeM. So they need reports, again, reputations. They say, we have invest in IoT Samsung. So what is the reports? What is the event? So again, we have the reporting back to them. So what we have done, as long as the name is there, Samsung IoTs, okay, Centers for Academics, in a newspaper, in where they're very happy. This is their intentions, because we build the name of their corporates. Very important. Okay, then Dr. Sates is one of our very strong supportive industries partners, and then of course we have to acknowledge him as well. So therefore, we award Dr. Sates these honorary doctorates. He's very happy with it, and then he like to share his experience. This is different, sir. This is not just reputation, but personals. So once you get personal with them, you know what they like to do. So Dr. Sates is a person who like to share his experience. He's also started from humble starts, okay? And then you get to know every individuals, right? So there's a lot of value you can bring on, okay? Then of course, besides that, we have organized events that can group all the industry together in Malacca. So there's an event in 2019 in PGM. We organized this industries conference. So bring all industries together in academics. Okay, these all things that's I mean, to bring up the energies of collaborations together. Okay, right. Beside that, of course, there's a lot of discussion with the faculties. So get along with our faculties and Samsung's energies. We went to Samsung Energy with FKE. So we went with academics from faculties to discuss with Western Digital and so on. There's a lot of discussion, but sometimes this discussion is not just, it may not be delivered some result overnight, but in long run, because they can see your sincerities. Always go there to talk. It's not just an email, right? You want to invite them for an event, you want to explain about the project, pitching, it's not email. It doesn't work. Email, WhatsApp doesn't work if you want to pitch. So if you want to pitch ideas, collaborate with events, you have to go there, right? So they can see your hearts. You have to show your hearts first before they show your hearts to you, right? So this is very important, engagements. So you have to go there to get to know. Okay, this is all the things. So it's people's. It's a internet interconnections. It's a people's. In an industry, it's a people. I build up the sense. Okay, to work in industry is not about. It's not about KPIs. It's more about friendship, friends, continuous, because they are also one of the workers for the corporates. One day they may go, right? So it doesn't mean that the CEO will be in the industry forever. Huh? The CEO can move from one place to another, right? Because they also build their own career. So therefore, these all individual can be our friends. And then they are the one who are ambassador for the companies. They take care of the company, and as well as they know what inside themselves they want to do. Right? So there's two things. One is the corporate they bring on them. Another side is their personal favorites. They personally what they want to do. Some of these are personally they can donate without using the name of the corporates. But of course, there's a conflict and so on and so forth. So you have to know all these things. Okay, so it's about people's. Working in industry is not about material, it's not about money, but it's about the people, it's about the hearts. You link the heart together so they can bring a lot of things next. So first thing you have to build is socialize. This is socialize and get to know them. Sometimes we have this tea break with Dr. Says, with Dr. Lee, with all these CEOs, right? Sometimes these tea breaks, during a tea break time, you can talk about something because it's not formal, it's not recorded in a minute. So therefore, they feel very relaxed to talk about. So you have to understand this. When corporate meetings different, corporate meetings, there's their members to come along and they're recorded. So whatever they say is very important. So they may not be so close to you when during corporate meeting. But during the personals, when you contact them, they say, okay, Dr. Kok, why not we go for a tea breaks? Or why not we go for mama discussions? Right? That time, so an idea will flow. A lot of idea flowing from there, right? This may not flow in an email. This may not flow in a message. But this may flow when you meet heart to heart talks. So this is how I learned about humans, actually humans. Okay? Right, so, and then beside that, so of course, we bring on to MOUs, MOA. Again, MOU, MOA is not the KPI. Some industries, right, for them is KPI. For the industry, some of the industry, they need MOU so that MIDA can give their incentive. Okay, these are the needs. But again, you have to know, this is the need of industry to sign MOU use this. But why they want to choose you? Why they want to choose UTeM? So it's again the heart talk, the person that get involved. They can choose universities near to them. They can choose universities. They choose. Okay, you can see that all the industries, they want to get incentive from MIDA. They need to sign an MOU, but they can choose the university they like to work with. So who is the university you like to work with? It's not by email. It's not by It's not by what they call your mass email and collaborate with industry. No, you have to make a trip. You have to visit them to talk about what is the intentions, how you can work together. So this Jose Rans, okay, the boss from Italy. So I talked to him. So he's a very, and you can see what UTeM can work on. So therefore, I bring him to UTeM and we we have to sign an MOU with FKP. Right? Bring this sign with FKP, and also the next would be MOU and MOAs. MOU is an umbrella. You can work in generous. Okay. MOA is specific project. So there's a few very specific project with Josera and also Hong Yong groups. Okay, and then of course we went to also to Western Digitals in Thailand. We have an LI with these universities in Mongkok. So there's a lot, with last time with FKEKK with all right, and then we have MOUs during these roundtable sessions in 2018. Okay, So there's MOU with FKPs, with FTMK, and so on and so forth, with all the industries. And then FKEKK also have a MOU during this conference in 2019. So these MOUs where MOU is just a memorandum understandings, but the most important thing is that the collaboration itself have to be continued. It's not just stop at MOU, right? MOU just to put the corporate's name in the public eyes, but the real research, real outcome is involvement of all the committees, all these lecturers in this research work. Okay, right. This is my experience during my time in PGIM. Okay, of course, beside that, okay, graduate employability is very, very important, right? Because I have experience here. This is a very sweet experience. I will show you afterwards. Okay. Before that, we have had chances to bring the students to have an internship in overseas in Thailand. Okay, with Western Digital, they take 30 students. Of course, these 30 students not all from UTeM. It's a mix because it's a national program. Okay, with this Western Digital's Campus Connect program, right? And of course, there's a constant every year. There's an interview session with Texas Instruments. They like because we are very near Texas Instrument Malacca here, very near UTeM. Brings Texas Instrument HRDs come here to UTeM to have interviews our students on their for internship and also the graduate employabilities. Okay, and then this very important here is that Western Digitals in 2015, right? Slowly to shrink down until 2018, where partially of the Western Digital in Sungai Way have been closed down. So therefore, because of this storage technology moving towards solid states instead of this hard disk drive, right? So therefore, Western Digital have acquired SanDisk. SanDisk is one of the high technology to develop to manufacture solid states devices, just like our thumb drive, all these are solid states in our memories as a memory sticks. All right. So this company has been developed in Malaysia in 2015. And initially, they're engineers. They just take engineers and internship students from top ranking universities, just like USM, UPM, UKM, UTM, right? So they don't take UTeM, right? So when I contact them, this is by email, I contact the HRD's department's head, say, can you give chances for students, for UTeM students to do their internship in SanDisk in Batu Kawan, Penang, right? I emailed a few times, but no reply at all. So therefore, again, the CEOs, Dr. Six, hold my hand and bring me there to Batu Kawan and talk to the HRD departments. I went there to present, to pitch about UTeMs. Okay, we are as on par. I say we are on par with UKM. We are as good as them, right? Our students is also the quality, or also our students. We have to believe the quality of our students is on par with UKM, because we are also accredited by EAC and so on and so forth. We present. So finally, the head of departments in the HRD said, okay, I give chances. I open up 5 places. Okay, these internships portion for UTeM, right? So in my mind, it's like this. I want to make sure that the student is what I promised, because when you promise, the industry will not forget. They will remember, right? So I put a very big promise there. I say UTeM student is as good as as good as UKM, as good as USM, because solid states, this company in Penang, this SanDisk work very closely with USM. They take most of the students internship from USM. All right. So therefore, I want to break through their mindsets. They may think that UTeMs may not be on par. So that's why I break break their perspective. So therefore, I make sure that then I interview myself students from UTeM. So I ask the faculties to challenge, to give candidates from all the faculties. So I myself interviews and make sure that all the students is what I mentioned. to the Western East. So therefore, from 5, okay, I suggest 5 from each faculties. 5, then not all faculties have 5 students who come to times in PGIM. I interview them, 15 of them. 15 of them, from there, we select top 5, no, more than 5, about 8 students. From 15, 8 students successfully from my levels. Then I propose these 8 students to West Indies. West Indies interview again for the second rounds, third rounds, and they just screens only 2. So you see, so strict in the beginning. It's not easy, because this is the first interaction with solid states. These sandies in Penang.
Maybe Uncle.
Yeah.
So we have about 10 minutes. Is that okay with you?
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, I'll try my best to finish it. So this is very important as memory as well. So make sure that the students is the best, and of course, this is a step that we have to take on, right, to make sure that industries trust on us. Okay, so on and so forth about a consultancy project, right? So Western East, we come up with these short courses. Okay, a lot of trainings. Okay, this is consultancy project. Is this? So you want to build a consultancy project? The first engagement is to let them know what you know, to know what their needs. Okay, to match it. Okay, we have match, and then beside that, these are community projects. Okay, this recent community project is UTeM shoes developed in FKEKK, and then we get a sponsor for the mold, injection mold from industries, from shield is a plastic PVC from SD Micro E, and the PP to print these materials from Petronas. So they actually love the project to contribute to society. Again, you can see there's corporates, the names, one you contribute and then you publish in newspapers, put their companies there, they love it. There's some of these companies, they like to have a boost in their corporates names in the public. Okay, and then we contribute all this to NATMA, right? And besides that, we work with industries to come up with this booth, screening booth, design a booth, send to hospitals. These are some of the things we can do. You can see it doesn't require you to spend a lot of money. So it just require you to do the due diligence with industries and get to know them. They love it. Actually, they love it. Okay, right? And awards. They bring awards to the companies, to the students, and okay. And also we have first intellectual properties from Infineons. Okay, this is all the awards you can get from industry. So these are my experience, and followed by what is next now. But so it doesn't tie you to your jobs as directors. It's your growth. So I continue to work with other industries just like Top Glove. We have MFS provide these industry training to students. Okay, I myself have interviewed the students, and we have this collaboration with MFS, and now they finished their internship in MFS. So we have talked in industries and come up with MOU, right? So this carry on, continue and continue. So one thing I want to share is that, okay, Tesla, this is one of the legends, right? When something is important enough, we think this academic collaboration industry is important enough, you do it, even if the odds is against you, right? So you have to do it because this is your responsibilities, right? So the first step is to establish that something is possible. Then probability will come. This is that inspires me, right? Elon Musk for this. Okay, right. Of course. Now I'll talk about how, because I'm given a very short time, but of course, so so I will have it very quick. Okay, how to start? Of course, when to start, a journey of 1,000 miles begin with single step. Is very, very hard in the first beginning. So why? You have to answer the why. Once you can answer the why, it's very easy for you to grow, because why? Okay, why is from your heart. Okay, that's the wisdom. You build out the wisdom to why, because your responsibilities. Okay, I can't teach you from your heart because this is original from you, right? The core value inside you is passionate to do make difference, resilience, loyalty, integrity, professionalism. These are the things I can't teach. Nobody can teach you. You yourself know better. This is your wisdoms. So what you can learn and what people can teach you is your knowledge in the brains. So your hearts and brain work together, right? You have to start with your heart first. Then other thing is learnable. What is cannot be learned is the wisdoms, but you have to acquire it with your experience, right? Knowledge you can learn. All right, so this is about, okay, next about knowledge. This is what I can share with you, because this you can learn, right? Once you answer the why, and then the next is the who, what and who, right? So you have to identify your strengths, your own strengths. This is your own knowledge, right? Identify your team, right? Sometimes you collaborate with industry, you need a team. And identify your resources. This the basic knowledge you need to know. Okay, right. So identify your strengths. What is identify your strengths? That's you have no expertise. All of us lecturers have expertise and technical skills. So you have to know which you are expert in. Okay, so this is you should know, right? And your soft skills. If you feel that you're very worried, you don't know how to negotiate, learn negotiation skills. This is you can acquire the knowledge you can acquire, and then your personalities. So what is the personality you are? Okay, you can do an online test using this 16 personalities. So where are you? Are you an analyst? Are you a diplomat? Are you a sentinels? Are you explorers? So you have to understand yourself, your personalities, because here will give you more clearer what you can contribute, right? What and then what is your weakness? Therefore, right? Therefore you can this combines with the teams. So complement with team. Same as your team, identify your teams, your teammate strengths. What is their strengths? If all of you are diplomats, but who is the one who make analysis? So you have to find somebody who's very good in analysis, and then somebody is very good in terms of risk management. Sentinels is more about risk management. Okay, and then somebody have to know how to explore. Right? So if you have a team with all these characters, it can make a very stronger teams, right? Right. So then you identify your resources. So resources is what research grant, your matching grant in universities and in KPTs. DTD, these are double tax deduction incentives that we have, right? And then UTeM, use it. This is your resources to talk to industries, right? Your facilities, what is the facility we have in a UTeM, right? You have to know where you can use it for collaborate with industries, and make sure that you also have a supporting expertise from UTeM, also from outside, where if you face a problem, cannot solve a problem, you need a team, right? You need experts, you need to outsource from others. So all these things, of course, you have to use it resourcefulness. You need to have a resourcefulness instead of just resources. Resources, people can argue that, oh, my resources is not enough, my facilities is not enough, good enough. But if you can optimize it, so resourcefulness is about optimizing how to use it. So you can see that it's not about resources, but it's a resourcefulness that's you ultimately make the difference. So you have to use it wisely, use it creatively, all the resources you have, right? Okay, and then strategies. What is the strategies? No, you know your strength, you know weakness, you know your team, you know all the resources you have. What is the strategy to get your industry partners? Okay, first of all, okay, strategy is a fancy words for coming up with a long-term plan. You need a plan, and then of course it's related to the actions. You have to take the plan. So you already answered why, what, and who before this. Now is how. Right? Strategy is about how. So how you can get networking, how you can promote, how you're pitching. Use these blue ocean strategies. Okay, networking, how you do networks. So this, for example, in the beginning as a directors in these hubungan industries. So work closely with Prof Chong and also Dato Abu. We go to FMM. You know FMM Melaka, right? In the towns where, okay, FMM is a federation of manufacturing in Malaysia, federations of manufacturers Malaysians, Okay, the branch in Malacca. We go there to pitch. We go there to promote what we have in UTeM, the facilities, okay, the grants to all the industry, because they have a meeting every month. This is where we network with industry locally in Malacca to promote and pitch. Okay, right? And of course, through the network from IETs, IEM, MBOTs, IEEEs, IMECs, a lot of industries players inside there. So you can constantly go to pitch, constantly promoting in your product or your services you can give, right? And again, so you have to apply blue ocean strategy. What does it mean? So you don't want to compete with others. Instead, you complement. For example, there's one of the project I complement with training providers. We work together, build up a very big this courseway. Build out this what they call short courses for industries. You can work together instead of competing. We don't compete with vendors. Okay, we more collaborate so with vendors and work on project together. Right? So you have to know that, if you collaborate with a team, you can go very far. If you do it alone, you can go very fast, but you will not go very far. Okay, so action you have to take. If you have a strategy, a great strategy doesn't even implement itself. So you have to make sure that you have to take actions. Okay, right? So you answer why, you answer what and who and how. Now next is when and where, right? Action is when you're going to take it, where you're going to take it, where you're going to apply all these things. So first of all, understand your potential industry clients, build a rapport and trust. Timeline, you have to make sure the project you promise is achievable. Negotiate, always negotiate win-win, not win-lose, right? Nobody like losing. So we have to negotiate win-win. I have an example of this, but of course, because of a short time, I can't give you a lot of examples. There's a lot of examples I can give if I have more times. Okay, and implement. How you implement? Use the resource that you have with resourcefulness. Use it creatively, optimize it, and remember, always with industry there is a confidentiality. The ethics that you have to apply here is a confidentiality. You have to remember, don't share this with others when there's a deal or there's a trade secrets that your company, this industry partnership with you. So you have to abide to the law, and make sure that whatever you sign, NDA, you have to be very clear, right? So it may not trap you in the future. So you make sure this very clear. All right. So how to understand your potential clients? So first of all, understand their positions and policies. Right, you have to discuss with them. Right. So who is the person you talk to them? Are they managers? Where are they in human resource? If you talk about research with human resource manager, he may not propagate this to their research team. So you have to find the right persons and know the policy. Are they going to sponsor doctor engineers, or are they going to sponsor research, and so that they can get their incentive and so on? Now you have to know the policies. Identify their needs. So you have to go there to know from their needs. For example, trainings, provide trainings. You have to know their engineers' needs and so on, right? Identify their, this is very important. Their dissatisfaction with current service providers. Sometimes why they look for you, because they're dissatisfied with their current providers, right? So therefore, there is your opportunities to do it better and work on the projects. All right. Of course, if you can answer why, what, and who, how, when, and where, next is what is next, right? Evaluate your performance, right? Keep on improving. So you have to improve, right? And keep your good industry partners. This is very important. Build wider network. Okay, not just in this particular industry, you can build wider networks. Okay, and be a legend, at least in your own mind, right? You have to be a legend, only you can elevate, right? So what is very important here is actually building your strengths. You can see the journeys. I want to cut short here is that you build your own journey. It's not about other people's. but it's also about your own. You build your strengths. Strength doesn't come from what you can do, but it comes from overcoming the things that you cannot do. So it's your mindset. So you can see I put it in between is the process. Your mindset and the result is the process that you have to go through. Okay. Right. So just like the legends, you have to build your own legend to elevate yourself. Just like, for example, Einstein. The important things is not to stop. Okay. Curiosities has its own reason for existing. So you yourself exist with a mission, which is to learn, to enlighten yourself, and to propagate the enlighten others. So just like Albert Einstein says, right? I have not failed, even though I failed 10,000 times. It's not failed. It just found 10,000 where that doesn't work. So you see, you build up the wisdoms. You go through the process, you have the result. Actually, this result reflect in your wisdoms, your mindset. You change your mindsets. Okay, like Steve Jobs says, right? So have the courage in follow your hearts and intuitions. At the end, you have a lot of knowledge right now, but sometimes the knowledge is just knowledge, right? But sometimes it's your intuitions that follow your hearts. It's very hard to explain. It's follow your hearts. Not just as Steve Jobs says, you have the courage to follow your hearts and intuitions, right? And also our locals legends, pyramids. So you see, he's also his own legend in the films. Okay, so therefore you have to bersungguh-sungguh. So you have to be use your hearts, okay, to be working on this. So at the end, it's not just the result is very important, but it's your own mindset you change. You elevate your wisdoms. Okay, you'll be much more wiser, and then you enlighten others. This is our mission as academicians. All right, with that, thank you very much. Hopefully, you have benefit from here. And if any questions, so please ask so that we can share.
Okay, all right then. So thank you very much, Associate Professor FKEKK, for the wonderful and so enlightening, full of information talk today. And I think now it's 11. You can see that all the participants are still here, still very excited to hear. Yeah, so there is actually a few questions. Maybe I can read it out very quickly. Maybe FKEKK can answer that very quickly. There's a question from Shah. The other dual question. First, as academician, we usually lack of content information, what is needed by the industry. So probably one of the problems is how to have a strong link to solve this. And another question is, can the technology be used by industries are varied? So how can we tailor into those? How we can fit into those technology? And there's also a question by Dr. Linda. Do you think the industry will value working experiences or academic qualifications when hiring a worker? And secondly, what are the challenges that you faced during your attachment? Thank you very much. So maybe a very quick summarize of these 3 or 4 questions that maybe FKEKK want to highlight.
Yeah. First, to answer Shah's questions about informations and also technology, right? So, information, how we can get information for industries, from industries, this is what I mean. Means that's how you can identify the industries that you can provide services. This is what your question is about.
Yeah, Shah, if you want to open your mic, maybe.
Yeah, more or less like that.
Yeah, more or less.
Okay. For my experience when I was in PGIMS that time, we first because for me I don't know at all. When I was a pengarah that time, I don't know at all where to find an industry. What I do is that I have mentor. I'm very grateful I have mentor. I have Prof Chong and also Dato Abu. And then the first thing that they show me is that to go to FMM, Federation of Manufacturing Malaysia, in the Melaka branch. I went there, the Dato Abu and Prof Chong, they're preaching. This is what I learned from them. So we have a mentor, right? We need a mentors. Second thing is that, of course, once we get this, the ways, then I learn the ways that's okay. To network is very important. Once you have networking, information will flow to you. So sometimes industries, from one industry to another industries, let's say, for example, this industry A or company A, they may have this problem, okay? And then company B also have the same problem, right? So if you company A, you get to know company A and solve a problem, and then they are very satisfied with your services. They will introduce you to company B, right? You get what I mean? So it means that you need to have a first engagement with industries. Don't worry about any engagement, small or big, don't worry. Okay, once you have a first engagement, build a reputation. People know you. Second company, third company will contact you, right? So I get the contact actually. Some of the company is from my previous collaborators, right? This one thing. And second thing is very easy. As a new lecturer, is that your students, your students going graduate, and they are also an engineer in the companies. You can, for example, you may be very close with final year project students, right? You can constantly communicate with them, see whether their companies have something that you can collaborate with. And contact your previous students, your final year project students, or your LI students. When you go to visit LI, this information you can gather. Get your name cards, get all the name cards, get all the contacts, the manager contacts from managers. This is bottom up. This is what I did in the beginnings. When you bottom up, of course, you spend a lot of time. But so that's why you have to be very patient to go through the process. Second thing about technology, some of these companies, they have technologies, right? Where, okay, I can see that some of the industry's technologies depends. As SME, some of the technology is not advanced. So how we can transfer knowledge to SMEs, very important, right? So I think this is much more easier because this technology is not that advanced. We go there, they can see the value. We go there, they can see, oh, you bring value to the company. They like to collaborate with you. But again, if you work with SME, they are not rich. They may not have the funding to fund your research. So therefore, you have to find other resources. For example, PPRN. If you go to SME, which is not very rich, you can get the funding from PPRN to work on a project with SMEs. Okay, all right, to transfer your knowledge to these small SMEs. But if you work with MNC, of course, their technology is so advanced. Sometimes you feel like, who can we? But don't demoralize. Whatever their technology is, there's a problem, right? So in industry, there's a lot of problem. Don't worry. If they work on some advanced AI, but still they need some research. So lecturers, we are not, knowledge is not static, right? Whatever we learn in a beginning from our PhD will not be statics. It constantly change. So as academicians, therefore, we have to do research, constantly read something new, do new research. So that's why I encourage you. If your PSM project for your students, if you can get a real project for industries and do it, you learn. Actually, you learn a new technology for these MNCs, and from there you get every year you have a accumulation of new knowledge. So therefore, you become a very powerful professors. Once you have knowledge, you have information. So constantly learning is the way as academicians to move forward as a legend. So you have to be a legend in your own field. Okay, I hope that I can answer your question, and Shah.
Okay, and then there's the question by Dr. Linda about working experience.
Dr. Linda mentioned about the value of experience versus your qualification, right? This first question. The second question, I didn't quite get it. Can you repeat the second question from Linda, Dr. Linda?
Okay, maybe answer the first question first. Yeah.
Okay, I answer the first question. So, does industries value the experience, okay, versus qualifications? So, what my experience is this, okay? You have to see industries like nowadays. For example, if this industry is they need to develop new teams. Of course, they need experienced managers, 5 years, 10 years experience to build out new teams. Leaders, they want to get leaders. But if let's say they just want to employ new engineers for new product, they need new bloods. So therefore, experience is not important, but most important is the personality of our graduates who want to learn more, who are very eager to learn. Then they like to have a new bloods in their manufacturing line, new bloods in their ideas. So experience is not very important. So it depends on what kind of position looking at, right? For the manager level, of course, you need experience. For the engineers, new engineers, new project, they need energetics, personalities with the drive in their career. So I hope I can answer your question, first question. And second questions.
Okay, Dr. Linda, maybe you want to speak up a little bit and explain the second one. I think dia tanya pasal what are the challenges that you face during your attachment. Which attachment is that specifically? Maybe your attachment in what W or something. I'm not sure where were you attached at. Infineon or something.
Okay. If I can answer your question correctly, attachment can be student attachments to the industry or the staff attachment, right? So what is the challenge? Okay, I can try to answer. Challenges for the student to attach in industry, of course, it depends on the students. Because that is industry training in Malaysia, I can say it's for all the engineering field is very norm. Industry also a norm already. But if you go back to my time, last time, 20 years ago, you go to industry, you have an attachment, they're reluctant to take you because they don't know. They don't know how to supervise you, first thing. They don't know what is the needs. But today, it's a norm. All the industries can take like 20, 30 is no problem. I just contact this MFS to take our students doing this work from home. They need 30. I say, oh, I cannot supervise 30. I take only 8. So I myself supervise 8 students throughout the work from home because work from home is new things for industry to supervise. I want to make sure the students can learn within these engineering internships for 10 weeks, right? So they cannot, they make sure that they wake up at 8, not wake up at 8, clock in at 8 and go back at 5. So work from home is very hard for you to monitor. So how you do that, make sure, because again, reputation of UTeM is very important. So therefore, we have to monitor, okay? So this is a challenge, work from home industry training. So, but at the end, I feel happy because the industry say, oh, this is very good. This is first time for the supervisor industries to supervise the student work from home. They give a task. Actually, they give a task. They're not really monitor their, they have to log in, whatever, because depending on the systems, right? Some of the industry, they have a work from home login, but for MFS, they don't have. Just only as long as you can, the students can deliver the project, I think that is fine, because every week the student have to report. I received a report as well, so I have to look through what actually they have done throughout the weeks, every week, right? This is the way. So the challenges again for the student is, so the student have to aware this is important for their career. Once the student aware this is important of their career development, there is not a challenge anymore. This become a norm, right? So therefore, we as a lecturers, academics, we have to install the awareness instead of to teach them using what kind of tools. Tools is, I can say, is afterwards, but the first thing is to make sure the awareness. They have to aware this is for them, right? So our lecturers pass down the knowledge for their own goods, for them to grow in the future. So just like your kids, you want to teach your kids. So the challenge to grow kids is, you worry that they're spoon feeded. If you're spoon feeded, there's a challenge for you as a lecturer or as a parents. So we without spoon feeding them, we have to make them aware. Then they can move on their own. Okay, this is a challenge for students. Okay, if for lecturers, challenges for attachments. But the good things for UTeM is that UTeM encourage lecturers to go for attachments. This is good thing, first thing. So it means that you can put down all your jobs in UTeM for a while, maybe 6 months. You can go for industry attachments. Okay, this first thing. You don't have the universities loading anymore. Universities worries about the students' mind and so on. But I don't know if you have a research ongoing, so therefore you have to make sure that you can pass down this research to your teams, and then you have no worry about other things. You focus on your attachment industries, because industry attachment can be very demanding. Depends on your project, depends on the company you work in. You work in a MNC, sometimes they need you to finish a project within 6 months. You have to deliver, right? So this is a challenge. So I think don't worry about challenge. The more challenge you have, the more you grow yourself. So if one day you feel like, hey, there's no challenge, means that you didn't grow. So for me, take all the challenge that you think that's your capital to take, right? Don't be so you have to dream big. You can solve all the problems, I believe. Okay, this is hopefully I can't answer the questions, Dr. Linda.
I hope that, thank you very much, PM Kok. I hope that answer your question, Dr. Linda. So, okay, I think it's almost 12 o'clock now, and I believe that we need to stop now. We are already exceeded our time, and I think that all of you has gained a lot of benefit, and we would like to thank you, PM Kok, and please give a big hand to PM Dr. Kok. Maybe everyone, if you want to switch on your camera, and maybe you can put an emoji there for sharing his knowledge today. And I think that I was quite, it's a mind blowing, and also it's a lot of information there to summarize. But I believe that what PMCO have shared today, I think there's a lot of good points that we can take and we can learn and we can practice them as a. But at first we have to have a passion. So maybe after this, PMCO can become one of the mentor, and maybe some of us can contact you if any of us would like to do a collaboration.
Sure. Because there's a lot of collaborations now. We
Yeah.
need expertise, right? Expertise for our others, these
Okay.
faculties. So now we are currently working with Talk Love. So of course, I may look for those who know about manufacturing. So of course, there's a lot of
Yeah.
ways we can work
Yeah.
together.
Yep. With the correct mindset, with the correct skill set and the correct tool set, inshallah, everyone here can become a good, very good in the collaboration. Okay. So with that, I would like to thank you again, PM Kok, for sharing with us. There's a PM Dr. Jaria. Would you like to share a point? You want to share something with PM Kok?
Okay. I
Our,
also
our
collaborate
director.
with PM Jara. Yeah, PM Jara also we collaborate on a project.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Kok, for sharing with us. I hope that the participant will get inspired and would collaborate with you to gain the benefit of all your experience to further up the collaboration with industries and so on. Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you very much, Pemkop. Keep on influencing, keep on motivating us as a staff in UTEM. And before we go, I would like all of you, if you can turn on your camera, so we can have a very quick photo session. Okay, Ishan, thank again, Pemkop, for having your time to be joining this session, and all the participants here for your good participation and so for your time. So with that, we would like to thank you, and I hope that please remember to all participants to fill in your feedback form in the youth training for you to receive your CPD as well as your e-certificate. Inshallah. So maybe later on for future, perhaps you can invite again PM Corp later for maybe another round of session, perhaps a more a mentoring type of session, or maybe a more detailed specific. If you have anything later on from the participant, if you would like to CAES to conduct any session or any preceding topics on this, please let us know in your feedback form. All right, type it down over there. So thanks again for joining us today, and we will see you inshallah next time. So let's end our session today with Surah Al-Asr dan Tasdid Kifarah. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, subhanallah wa bihamdihi, asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka. Okay, with that, wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and have a good day. Thank you very much, Bianca.
Thank you, Dr. Khairul and Khairul and all the participants. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thanks.
you very much.